Welcome aboard, everybody, to coverage of the 39th Annual U.S. Open here in Norfolk, Virginia. Billy Gibbs is here alongside me. I'm Mark Wilson. Billy, introduce the players and tell us the strength of each.
Well, we've got Jonathan Pinegar, Hennessy from Tennessee, which comes from down where I hang out, and Oscar Dominguez, who I believe is from Los Angeles, right? Him and his dad live out in L.A., do a lot of table work, and Oscar, of course, has been a great player forever. A lot of people are unfamiliar with Jonathan Pinegar, Hennessy. He's an all-around great player, a good one-pocket player, most excellent bank player, might be his best game, he says, and certainly a top-class 9-ball player. Now, he was involved in a real serious motorcycle accident and nearly took his life, broke his neck, and when they reset him, I guess he's kind of set up so that he can get into a pool playing position. So that's how important pool is to this young man. And he's certainly a good player. So this fixes to be a real interesting matchup early on.
Pinegar's won the lag. We get a look at Oscar Dominguez, the big O. They have to break from the box. The 9-ball's on where the traditional spot resides. So the wing balls are not going in nearly as freely. We've seen some players try to cut break. Some just try to overpower the rack. Wing ball, I will tell you, has not been finding the corner pocket with any regularity whatsoever.
Yeah, I think Mike Deschaines maybe got a little bit more on the ball with this particular setup than some of the other players at this point. But it's going to be a real challenge to see who can find the ingredient that gets the cue ball in a nice place to get the next ball and makes a ball at the same time.
Pinegar tried the power cut break there and broke dry, and so many of the games have been starting off in this fashion, so it becomes a bit more tactical. Push-outs and safety exchanges early in the rack that dictate the outcome of the match. Nice shot there by Oscar Dominguez.
Yeah, the only problem there would have been if he would have pocketed that 3-ball.
It was awkward angle and laying from so far away, so he had to just kind of take and throw it to the wind. He had to play the right shot and take a little bit of a chance there. It was not a conservative play at all, but that's the best of the best, what he could do.
Pretty aggressive safety, I agree with you. But it worked out well. Couldn't be any better now, I don't think. Shot clock hasn't been much of a factor today, I don't think.
No, we're playing with the 40-second shot clock. You get one extension per rack. Nice hit there by Pinegar.
A little unfortunate there.
Yeah, it certainly was. That was an ugly scratch from where he hit it at. Very unfortunate. Made a great shot, 2 cushions to hit it on brand new slick Simonis cloth. We're playing on the best equipment. But when it's slick like that, it's hard to judge that awkward 2-railer.
Yeah, the ball wants to lengthen out a lot off that first rail.
Looks like that 3-ball could be a slight problem here. It sort of partially impedes the pocket. If you brush it, then you don't know exactly where the 3 is going to end up.
And that's the question with the 5 sitting there, because you can get down there to it with follow, but where's it going to be if you do touch it? And we'll find out if the 5 gets in the way right now. He brushed it. He don't look too upset, so he must be able to see it freely.
Good shot there, so we can see the overhead. It looks like he can pocket it for sure. He's just kind of determining where he wants to go with the cue ball. Well played.
Yeah, he got right down on there. You think he was playing to come 2 rails on this side of the ball?
It looked like it. We'll have to give him credit.
No, he didn't want to hit the 9 here coming up table. That's about the only thing he's got to really worry about. Unless he tries to come 2 rails out of the corner.
I think that's what he was measuring up. Doesn't want to get hooked on the 6.
Brush to 7.
Brush to 7, yeah. Makes it a little trickier.
I think they both go, though, looking at it now from the angle we've got. 7 and the 8 are both in good shape, so. 9-ball's a little complicated, though, getting on the 7. Coming on the 6 across, you got to leave that angle. Yeah, that'll work out nice. He can go 2 rails and get right up on there and be right in the gap, and then have the 8 up in the corner where he's standing now. Just got to hit this one perfect.
Well, if he plays it that way, I think he's going to end up going across the table with the cue ball because
You like drawing across?
I don't think he has a choice if he goes on that side unless he really falls perfect because it's you shouldn't play to get the right angle to not go 1 rail.
He uses right English. He should fall right off this rail right here and kill right in the spot like that. Now, I might like drawing over here and coming back for the 8.
He's got a little funny angle there. This is not going to play easy.
But, I mean, that's what he had to work with.
Right,
you know what I mean? The 9 ball was sitting big.
That's why I thought he should cinch the angle and make it a little easier to go across the table because trying to get the perfect angle was so small of a window. Now he's gotten just a little too straight with the wrong angle, which means you got to power up to only a partial pocket because you're cutting it down the rail.
Well, you could almost come around and get right where he is right now, going 2 rails the way he did it the last time with middle. But I don't know that you want to do that with the 9 sitting there. But
well, you have to power up in any event.
And he killed it and came across.
Yeah, that was the dilemma.
That's a 50-yard line shot at best. That might be 40-yard line. I don't know.
Looking at the cross-side bank. That would be bet the game time.
And you got to hit this easy so it'll open up, you know, because if you hit it hard, it's going to stay short of the pocket. So it's real important to hit this at the right speed.
Well, he appears willing to bet the game on this.
There it is, and he's a little short.
This is a good tester here.
It is that. Hennessy's pretty sharp, though. I mean, I get a kick out of him because he really plays the ball flat. He keeps good angles, and he knows when to reach for power. Let's see what he gets out of this.
He's a very versatile performer. Plays bar tables, big tables, bank pool, 1 pocket, 9 ball.
And bar table-wise, he's won that Nashville tournament a couple of times, you know. I mean, he's tough with that.
Yeah, he's a great player, no doubt about that. Super firepower and a lot of heart.
Well, you need firepower and heart on this shot, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them come to play.
Yeah, world-class players, you expect this to be somewhere around the 75 or 80% get.
But it comes at a price when there's 2 balls on the table. And the price will be paid.
Oscar, nice long 8 here into the corner. Right before the match, I was introduced to his girlfriend. He normally keeps her in shrouds, so we don't get to see her hardly ever. Real pretty, personable girl, Desiree.
Well, you're probably at least like the big brother now to all of them.
Yeah.
All the Scotty Cup guys, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Oscar. And then capitalize on the missed shot by Jonathan Pinegar. Takes the lead 1-0. Winner breaks.
And this becomes the issue right here, whether or not there's anything that is viable about winning the break at this time, because the break's been a disadvantage almost.
Right.
But Oscar, kind of last night, they were telling me in the first match that I did this morning that Oscar and his dad were out there, and they were basically breaking the ball and making a ball, and they thought they found a secret. So let's see if Oscar pulls that out of the bag now. He wasn't making the 1 ball or a wing ball. It was the 2 balls that be the 6 and 4 here. He was making it cross corner. That's how he was doing it.
9 ball racks up on the spot where the 1 is normally located, and the cue ball has to be within just a few inches right or left of the head spot. Tried the cut break. The cue ball gets loose quite often.
6 went in the side, but it went in the side with a collision. So that's not one you're going to be able to count on.
Yeah, making a ball on the break is a big deal because you have first chance to control the table even if it's a safety. Races to 11. U.S. Open action.
How you like this one ball? Just go ahead and make it. What do you think? You're going to come up for the 2 if you do?
Yeah, he's slightly elevated like he's spinning it around. I don't think he's playing offense. No, you're right. Overspun it. No, underspun it. Yeah. Pinegar will be coming to the table with a kick shot, it looks like.
Well, this has been sort of the trend in the matches that I've seen so far. A lot of safety play, because of the break, really, and where the balls are coming out because there's real no control of the one.
Yeah, I just don't know if this is the style, not criticizing, that really sells pool to the public, because I think the public's more in tune with fast-paced break and run-out type action rather than tactical game after game. Nice speed
Nice
there.
shot there.
That deserves a round of applause. Very well played. It was not that easy. It was easy to mess up. It was not that easy to make the decision and execute it this well. So,
And Oscar's got a jump cue in his hand. I think it is, isn't it? Isn't that his jump
looks like
stick?
it. Well, no, maybe not. It's got a dark shaft on it. Yeah, I think
Purple
you're right.
heart shaft, yeah.
Legal shot. Jump cues are illegal here at the tournament.
And he's left something, but, for what he had to go for, half dozen one, half dozen other. He came close, with the jump. He made a good hit. Hennessy's got to work here to cut that one ball in and get on the 2 and not get hooked. Because the 3 and 5 are coming into play no matter what.
Awkward shot. Hennessy missed it by a pretty good measure. Yet to get really in rhythm.
Look at the position on the 2, Mark. Even if he'd made the 1, he'd have been looking at safe on the 2, I'm pretty sure, from where he's positioned there. And Oscar went that way right off the bat. Nice safe there.
Yeah, it's winning pool shot. Not an easy decision. About all there is, because it's so far from the end rail, is just to make sure you hit it and not give up ball in hand. I don't think there's a kick safety here that you can even attempt.
Well, you can go 2 rails at it, and if you glance across it, you can come back down table with the cue ball, and I'll bet that's what Jonathan will try. There it is. And look at this. Look at the 1 ball, too, right in the center of the diamond. That was about as well executed as you could hit a kick.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
He's sharp like that, too. He's a very good banker, as I mentioned earlier, and he's really good with his kicks.
Golden opportunity for Dominguez to capture the second game of this match.
Yeah, and you can't let these matches slip away like this early, that's
Not
for
with
sure.
good players, no.
One thing I've noticed in that last match, even with Bustamante, and also in the first match that I did today, both players had pretty substantial leads. The young man from Greece had a pretty good lead on Bustamante, and he watched it slip away at the end of the match.
Yeah, what determined that was unforced errors. He had just made too many mistakes in the middle of the match with a pretty good lead. And you can't give Bustamante second and third chances.
I agree. Bustamante made some fantastic shots at the end, too.
Yeah. Good shot there. Oscar's got kind of that stop pattern.
Yeah, he
Billy
does.
too. Billy's right. Bustamante is capable of overpowering the table with shot making. Even though the tables play tough, he can outshoot it. A lot of players have to rely on proper angle position. And but Bustamante, Hall of Famer, capable of playing it the other way.
Well, it looks like this is going Oscar's way, Mark.
Checked it up with a little bit of right-hand side spin, dropped his chalk. Perfect alignment. This bolsters your confidence, puts a little more pressure on your opponent. Dominguez 2, Pinegar 0.
It'll be interesting to see which one of these two players gets the break moving for him a little bit, because that really is the issue. You can't build any rhythm if you can't make a ball and get that shape. And, I mean, we're emphasizing that a lot, but it's so big here, with the different spotting of the balls, if you will, having the one ball 4 inches above the center there. You'd think it'd make it easier to soft break that one into the side, to cut break it in there and flatten it out. But it seems like you lose the cue ball when you try that. When everybody was doing that, they were making a ball, but they were getting hooked.
Right. Yeah, that's the difference. When you're breaking from the box, the cue ball gets pretty hot coming over to the side. And we've seen a lot of cross-side scratches one rail.
Right. Bustamante was coming out of his shoes there at the end.
Yeah, Bustamante abandoned that and just tried to power break. That seemed to work much, much better.
And I think Oscar just did a very similar thing there. But, I mean, here's the reward. Look at the 1 and the 2. The 2's coming around the table like it normally does, and the 1's coming up table if it doesn't go on the side, but they're clustering together on the same side of the table opposite the side that you want them to come to, when you're breaking the other way.
Tricky circumstance here for Oscar to play from. Is he trying the billiard on the 2?
I like the billiard on the 2. Just hit it easy and let the 1 roll.
No, safety.
Smart play, though.
Yeah, great shot. Great shot. Yeah, that puts the pressure on.
But I kind of agree with your thinking there that, to soft roll that ball and just barely clip the 1 and get on the 2 would have been a good way to play it. Because the 1 would have stayed down near the rail and the cue ball is going to be right there if you make the 2. So,
well, this is the better choice. And Pinegar going to take an intentional foul and tie up the 2. This is smart too. Well executed, Jonathan. That's good play. Don't try to force something that's not there. Just because the score is behind, you're not going to win all those games in one stroke, and you're definitely not going to win them by trying wild chances. Very heady decision. This is tough for Oscar now.
Well, where's he going? It almost might be better to send the 1 up in that direction and leave the cue ball down here and just see if you can open the 2 and the 4 up.
Yeah, these guys don't like to mouse around. He can go 2 cushions at this and hit it too hard. That way he can still hit the 2 ball if he doesn't get the breakout. He just doesn't want to scratch.
Well, he's got it.
No.
Just missed him.
No.
Wow.
That's a bad way. Looking for the referee now. Yeah.
Yeah, that telling the ball where it's supposed to go don't work too good, does it?
I thought he should go to the long rail first and 2 cushion into the 4 and didn't come out of it. So he wouldn't get in this type of a dicey circumstance. 2 cushions now. Try to trickle the cue ball out past the 4. Speed's good. Oh, this is applause time, folks. Great shot there.
Nice shot, yeah.
Very, very productive.
I think Hennessy's going to be able to thin the 2 and come out.
Oh, it's a weird angle for that. No, hit the corner pocket, plays big, and it's real tricky.
I think he can get to the rail.
Okay. I don't think he's going to necessarily come out of this exchange good because it's real hard to play safe is what I'm saying.
If he holds the ball with a little bit of left, he may be able to come over behind the 5, believe it or not. Bad hit. Well, that's 2 big mistakes Hennessy's made.
Well, apparently it's not a bad hit. Yeah.
It looked like he hit the 4 ball first to me, but I could have been wrong.
Is Oscar banking at this, or is he playing a safe? I think he's banking. No, safe. Oh, well executed. Good decision. Keep the pressure on.
Very nice.
Great shot. This has been the story of the match so far in the early goings for Mr. Pinegar. These awkward kicks. He's faced a multitude of them. This is the way it is when you play high-performance players. They don't give you much of an open look at the balls. They don't give you easy starts. Nice shot there.
You can see his banking ability when he kicks. That won't do him much good on this, though, I'm afraid. I think that 2 is going to go pretty easy. Got to lean across the table to shoot it, though, don't you, Oscar? Left-handed, maybe. No. He's going to play safe again, Mark. You get behind the 4? Just glanced it. Well, all 3 games have been tactical so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my bad call here on this, but when we get a second, we're going to take another look at that 4-ball, 2-ball safety.
I'm not sure what Pinegar's looking at here. And to hold the cue ball and spank the 2-ball down table.
I think he wants to play safe here, though, don't you? Come back up table with a cue ball and just thin the 2 towards the pocket, maybe. I don't know. No, he's just splying them out.
Okay, we're going to get a second look at this safety.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good hit. Boy, that was close, though, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful camera work. Balls are gleaming.
And
Aramith. I was going to say Aramith balls. They play great.
Well, and the replays are up and running now, too. That was kind of nice. Our crack production staff in the back there got that going.
Good chip there by Oscar. Fell a little bit much in the middle. So he's going to have to make another good shot. Three ball fell in such a way that it's super tricky now getting position on the 4.
Yeah, you almost want to cut it in the, what from that viewpoint we just had was the upper right-hand corner pocket. And you got the cue ball out. And that's what he chose. Came off the 7. That'll work out perfect. He made the 7 too. How good is that?
Yeah, we got some strong horses here. No doubt about it. These guys pocket balls from all over.
Well, it's new cloth. He's glad of that.
Yeah, he overcut the previous one a little bit, and that's why the cue ball went so far. It found the pocket, but only barely, and that's why the cue ball retained a little bit more speed, what he anticipated. So now he's faced with another tenuous shot.
He's really had some work to do, I'll say that.
It'll be end rail, long rail, end rail for a 3-cushion position on the 9. Heavy.
And bumped the 9 too, which was very fortunate. Now on the end rail, this is a banker shot right here. And it's for all the marbles, no matter how you look at it, if he plays it. Straight back underneath him.
Ooh, tough shot.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have the... He knows it, but I don't think he's going to do it. He might, though. Nope, safe. That's the right shot. Center of the
did
table.
he hit that ball? That's a good shot. That distance froze to the end rail. That's a really good pool shot.
I don't think Oscar's going to sneak the 5-ball by the 9 either. So he didn't really leave much.
Oscar's looking up and down the table. Leave the 5-ball underneath the 9, or the cue ball underneath the 9. It's Be like a snooker type tactical safety.
How about that?
Perfect
Play the
speed.
carom and get
Well,
hooked.
perfect speed on the 5-ball. That was really the key thing because you can't expect anything else to happen. But it did. A little more kicking practice for Jonathan Pinegar.
Yeah, he really needs to make this ball, too. This is a pretty serious shot. The odds aren't good, but he really needs this game because he's down 2-0 now.
Good result.
Well, I believe Oscar will get it done from here.
I like the way he takes his time and goes and really looks to the center of the pocket. You don't shoot this at the pocket. You shoot it at the center of your target. You want to be very defined. This is a precision-driven shot. Figures to be the winning shot of the rack.
He'll draw and stay above it. Perfectly done.
Yeah, drilled it nicely. Very routine 9-ball for a 3-0 lead for Oscar Dominguez.
Well, you got to like that right there. That showed some heart getting out. The shot you're supposed to make, but he made it with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Very nicely done. This is one of your candidates right here, I believe, right?
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. One of the 8 remaining players. We're faced with sorting that out over the next week or two.
And the 8 players are?
Let me go into the break here.
You got it.
Dominguez set the break. Same corner of the break box every time. Look for the power cut break. And nothing good happened, but nothing bad happened.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, he's corner hooked Tennessee, too.
1 ball's blocked by the 8. This is awkward as could be. Tennessee's going to be faced with a push out, try to tie something up maybe, and prolong the game is about all he can do.
Yeah, in these early racks, the balls haven't rolled well for Jonathan. I've got to say that.
No,
Those
that's
two
what happens.
scratches, yeah.
World-class pool, you know. I mean, these guys don't give you open innings. It's 1 inning 9-ball. That doesn't mean 1 inning every time they come to the table. It means 1 inning once they get a good shot. Hard to get a good shot against these guys. Push out there, trying to tempt Oscar with a combination on the 8. Cue ball would be very hot, and controlling the cue ball would be difficult. He might be able to control the 1 ball. This is on offer from Jonathan Pinegar, and he would probably play it. No, he went safety. I like it better. Good decision, Oscar. Pinegar's faced a half masse or a kick shot once again. Story of the match so far for Pinegar. All 8 of my Moscone Cup candidates are here. Answer to your question, you ask who they were. Well, this is one of them, Oscar Dominguez.
Got a little.
Shane Van Boning, Brandon Schaff, John Schmidt, Corey Deuel, Justin Bergman, Justin Hall, and Jeremy Saucy. 5 of those will be playing in December. So Pinegar made a nice hit, kick hit, but he's left a shot.
Yeah, this is a crucial shot right here. He's perfectly on it.
Good play.
Got a little tighter than I would have liked, but you can certainly live with that. 3 is right there. 4 is going to be easy to get on if he just comes down a little bit. I don't know how flat he is on this. He may be able to come down far enough to where he can go to the other end rail. Not come around. No.
Cushion position now. Next up,
Yep.
from the 3 to the 4. You know, the U.S. Open's got to be the most prestigious and exciting tournament. It's always a first-class production. Nice equipment.
Second oldest tournament in the world, right?
That's the first oldest in the United States, but what's the second? What's the first one?
The Japan Open. I had to figure that one out, too. I couldn't believe it. And Jim Weiss told me that a couple of years ago. And I was like, no kidding, it's gone longer than the Open. I figured 40 years would be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're getting up in that area. 40 next year, so. But yeah, the All Japan Open is the oldest tournament on the planet. Nicely done there. That'll work
A little
fun.
short. The cue
That's
ball's going to be
fine.
mighty hot, I think, if he cuts that in the side. He's looking at the 9 ball. No, he's looking at the side pocket.
Yeah, I think he can draw the end rail and just come up. He'll be perfect for the 6. Maybe go 2 rails, glance the side
okay.
there.
Come up on the same side that he's on now.
Yep, almost right where he's at right now.
Good call, Billy. Low right-hand English. No, now he's cueing
He's
high
looking
inside.
at the 9, yeah.
Oh, he is looking at the 9. All right. Well, wow. Pinegar glad to get to the table, but boy, maybe it would be nice to have just something a little less than this, difficulty-wise, to start with.
When you talk about world-class players, that's the one thing that so few people who don't play that speed get. They've got to face this, and they've got to go through these rolls, and they've got to stay tough and determined, through all that. So the sway of the match, even though he's down 3-0, this could turn things around for him momentum-wise if he gets out.
Good shot there.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
Good position on the 6.
Yeah, that shot right there makes this match a whole lot more exciting.
Back and forth a little bit, maybe. Hey, went to the side. How about that? With follow, 1 rail.
Well, just going to roll it forward, I think. Settle for the angle on the 8. Come across the table.
I like that. Hit it easy.
Yeah, 40-second shot clock was not going to come into play much with these elite players.
Yeah, they move pretty good. I agree with you. And there was a big tactical exchange in all 3 of these games that preceded this. So you know that if you can get through a tactical exchange like that on safeties, when they got an open table, it's going to go quick.
Right. Generally, a kick or a push out is where we'll see them use their extension. As Pinegar claims his first game and trails in the match 1-3.
Well, I'm real excited about the Moscone Cup, Mark, and I'm glad to see that, it's narrowed down to an 8-man field at this point. And you'll be doing some decision-making after this tournament. Is it going to relate around how they finish in the tournament?
Not too much. No,
Okay.
We've kind of established this over the course of the year. One event is not really indicative. That's why we really couldn't use a ranking system because we don't have a tour currently in the States.
Right.
We could just do flat numbers. I don't know that that's the best answer anyway, but it's only 2 or 3 major events, Turning Stone being one, Derby City Classic, this one. Then after that, it's more regional events.
So I take it all the players were at Turning Stone as well?
No, very few were.
Okay, gotcha. In essence, it's kind of a coach's call then?
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Gotcha.
It's going to be really, in all honesty, it's the worst thing I face the whole year is this because everybody needs it so desperately. And they've all worked hard and contributed so much through the year. Now, as we look on, it's Pinegar set to break. Trailing in the match 1-3. Power cut break. Nothing's going in. So dry break.
Did control the cue ball pretty nicely. Unfortunately, didn't make anything, but
If the wing ball nor the 1 ball is going to go in the side, the cut break has no value at this point. Now, once that's proven to yourself, then I think you should go for more square hit, control the cue ball, and power up and just go with it. And try to absolutely, if it's going to be a tactical game, then prevent scratches on the break.
That's a good philosophy. I mean, that'll get you off the ground for sure, but I don't think that at the end of the day, you're going to win this tournament playing conservatively with the break. You know what I mean? You're going to have to find a way to control that ball, whether it's the one on the side, you know what I mean, or one of the others. The wing balls don't seem to adjust to the carom with speed, so you're just too high up to really force them. And, it'll be interesting to see which way they end up going. I mean, when the guy actually figures this out, which it may be Mike Deshane already, but I want to see Deshane break later on in the day for sure. I'm going to catch that if I can. The rumor is Jerry Forsyth was saying that last night he said something to him about it, and he was making a wing ball every time he hit him. And he's certainly a very, very intelligent person about the break.
Yeah, great player. No doubt about it.
When you were lamenting the cut, if you will, when you were talking about the players, you sound like every coach I've ever had in sports growing up.
What's going to happen here? Oh,
He's
he
gonna
landed
get hooked a
heavy.
little bit.
Anything but heavy on the 9. He could glance it or he could hit 3/4. He's going to the jump cue right away. Boy, this looks tricky. It's awkward to reach.
A little bit far away from the ball with the cue ball, too.
Yeah. He also rethought that. He's going to one rail kick it. Made it.
Boy, that was a nice kick.
Nice
that was
speed.
nice.
Yep. Super shot. Now he's got to follow that up. And there's like a psychological aspect to it. If he follows it up with this shot, boy, he's really got momentum seriously on his side.
You almost got to go after this jacked up because you don't want to bring that 7 into play. So it's either go through it and go to the end rail and come back or jack up. But you don't want that 7 in here. You just faced that with a 9. You don't want to do it again.
Good shot. Good hard pocketing of a ball.
Look at that
and a
angle,
difficult
too.
shot, yeah. Yeah, you couldn't be cute with your position play on the previous one. It's just ball to the wall, make that ball.
Well, the angle here suggests that he's going to be right on the 6. Big thing here is you don't want to get straight in. Either angle's fine, but not straight. He's going to be on the end rail. It's going to be perfect. I didn't quite make it. He's still got good angle, though.
Yeah, he's close to the 6 and got just a hint of an angle, so this is real manageable for these guys. I'll tell you one thing. When we graded out the players, Oscar is definitely the best billiards player.
Is that right?
Of the 8, yeah.
That's
he knows
interesting.
more about the ball actions and the interactions and kicking and stuff. Yeah, no doubt about it. He's spent a lot of time playing billiards. That's a kind of a lost art with modern day players that are fireballers that break, run out, jump shots, those skills. But the billiard side of the game is a little bit lost.
Yeah, I mentioned that to Chris briefly when I was watching that guy from Greece in the last match.
4-1 now. Dominguez leads the match, and we'll continue with the break.
I kind of wondered whether he played billiards or not because he made some real nice kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pinegar's pretty far behind for the opening. That can be made up, but if you ain't got the break figured out, I don't know how you're going to do it.
I'm taking a look at the rack.
That may just be for his own information, too, just to see where the balls end up going. Cut break with power.
Dry break. Yep.
Die break with everything wide open and a shot on the one, so he's got to get out of here.
So whatever the discovery was last night is not working today at this point. Right?
Well, you know what? They weren't breaking on this table either, under these lights. So I think that's always a big influence too, you know what I mean? They may figure something out on those outer tables, but when you come in here, it's a whole new ball game. But with the humidity that's outside today, it's not really bad at all. It's very dry, you know what I mean? Cool.
Yeah, we're right next to the ocean, so that's
I mean, you got that going on.
Beautiful part of the country, Virginia. Very hilly, trees. They're all turning color right now. I don't know about
Jonathan
this one.
Drove that right into the rail.
Flips his wrist. He's a little disappointed with himself. This is a big rack for Oscar. He takes this rack, he's going to be in really good shape to win the match, and I don't know if he's going to like this result. He hit it too thin with inside.
Well, he had that ball hanging in the pocket. That's always the toughest thing to play shape off of, it seems like.
No doubt.
Is he totally hooked, or can he see an edge? Can you tell from the table over there,
No,
the
I
monitor
cannot.
you're looking at?
No. Looks like he's forced to kick, but it's hard to tell from there. Oh,
There
no.
you go. You can see an edge.
Good view. Checked it up with inside spin. That was right-hand spin on that occasion. Left some length.
You know, when a guy misses a shot straight in like that, we'll say, you really can challenge him with a shot like this, which is what Oscar's done. He's left him a shot. He's got an open pocket down here on the lower right-hand corner pocket, and Hennessy's got to shoot.
Well,
there's no playing safe from here.
Well, I mean, for one thing, Hennessy thought he'd lost the rack, so I think he's delighted to come back to the table with any chance. Psychologically, yeah, he drilled that. World-class shot.
Came up a little bit short of where he wants to be. That's definitely 50-yard line. But he's got something to work with. That'll work.
Yeah, that's a nice shot there. Cue ball going to make him work yet again as he's fallen in another funny angle.
Well, I'll say one thing. 4-2 would sure look a lot better than 5-1. Had a little bit of a cushion there when he's going past the 7. He had shot out like that anyway.
Great shot. Yeah, now he's got a good chance to collect these last 4 balls.
Got to do something here. Look at his angle here.
Well, I think it's just draw. He can draw over the long rail and down by the 7. Oh, he's going forward. Oh, that's great. Oh, he's got enough angle. He's going to have to play this 3 or 4 cushion position-wise.
This will be a pretty shot. I think he'll come around 3. Well, no, he just tried to hold it up. Wow. Wouldn't have done that. I would have played it like you said, played a little more power and come all the way around behind the 8. But, I mean, this is perfect, but...
So he's going around 3 cushions. No. 2 cushions. Beautiful shot. Well executed. And showing a lot of fight here as he pulls back a game. Trails in the match 2-4. Dominguez over Pinegar. Pinegar set the break.
He's got to be thrilled it's not 5-1, though. I mean, because he was facing that for sure if Oscar came up on that 3 ball. See if he's learned anything sitting in the chair watching Oscar break. He's a tough competitor, though. He just won the tournament last week, and it was basically with shortstops. I mean, good players, though, top players in the state down there. But Jonathan went through the field, and He told me he was excited to get up here.
Big table event last weekend?
No, it's on bar tables. It's the local pool room. They put $100 added. Kevin Smith is a proprietor, and it's Crossville Family Billiards where I live, but they have it first of the month, and they get all the best shortstops from the state coming up there usually.
Pinegar not going with the cut break there. He opened the rack, did not make anything, but he also didn't scratch, so I think that's going to be the answer on this table for the time being. It's like Oscar is playing a defensive shot here. Let the cue ball get it. No, he was able to cut it in. Oh, nice billiard there to open up the 2.
And he's not shooting over top the 3. He's next to it. He'll be shooting around it a little bit, but he's not over top.
Yeah, that 3-ball makes this shot play so much more difficult.
Well, the good news is you want to put right-hand English on it anyway, or left-hand English, I should say.
Good shot.
That pretty much opens it up. You see anything tough from here?
No, these are all, open balls that he expects to get, should get. You're not gonna beat many of these players if you don't get these.
Oh, I was going to say 4 to the 5 is the toughest part of this rack.
Yeah, very much so. It's delicate. Now the 4 enters the pocket. You just can't hack it into the pocket. You got to play this into a particular part of the pocket to get the cue ball to respond exactly the way you want it to.
Side rail, and on top of the 5. Oh, he glanced it. That's the one thing that's so hard to predict, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're moving that ball across the table, and it just gets in the way. What do you like here? Which way do you want to go here, Mark? You want to play safe and put the 5 by the 9 and go up table with the cue ball, or you want to try to cut it in the corner?
Never want to put the 5 by the 9. You force the guy to shoot at that.
There you go.
Okay. Shot making and reward. Things are going pretty well Oscar's way here. He has made a lot of good shots and a lot of good decisions, but also in those collisions, he's been coming out of it the best.
I agree with you 100%. The balls have ruled that way. I think Grady used to say something like the balls always favor the guy that's winning. It's like they know who's winning. There you go. Well, that makes it pretty routine now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just roll across and 8 and 9 opposite corners.
And he's got a nice flat angle there. He's fine.
And perfect position for the 9. Dominguez 5, Pinegar 2.
Hennessy in a pensive mood there, trying to figure out how he's going to make a comeback. Nobody wants to go to that loser's bracket after the first match.
Not in this elite killer field because it didn't really get any easier over there.
Isn't it amazing that guys come back all the way from that and win this tournament like Mika did?
Yeah.
Or how about Jason Shaw? You know, Jeff was telling me that up at Turning Stone, 13 matches in a row. He went to the loser's bracket, I think, on the second or third match.
Well, he's a phenomenal talent. He can win from anywhere.
The concentration it takes, though, to come out of the loser's bracket from the very beginning, my goodness.
Well, let's see what Dominguez does on the break. He goes to the same corner of the break box that he's been breaking from all along. Looks like he's cutting it. Yep.
5-ball maybe, yeah.
Now, even when a ball goes in the back corner pocket, I submit that the cut break is not aiding you at that point. If you're not going to make the one on the side nor the wing ball, you might as well go ahead and power up and just bring more of them back there and have an easier time controlling the cue ball.
Certainly what he did, because look at back into the table. I mean, it's loaded with balls. So, I mean, he's not just touching them. He's hitting them. And he's going to play the one? Nope. Nice safe. That won't get it done. Dominguez is going to be able to put that cue ball right on top of the 4 or the 3 or right in between them. One ball's coming up towards the side.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Yeah, that one laid in a way that could make you look pretty good when you hit it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Good job. And you have to kick, and the ball's 8 inches off the end rail and stick the cue ball down. That takes some practice and rehearsal. You can mess that up pretty easy.
Cool thing is you got a whole ball to hit, and you only have to hit it on the right-hand side. A nice kick there, man. What a good try that was.
Yeah, Pinegar hasn't missed any kicks. He's had a lot of them, and they've been all difficult ones. Score not indicative of how well played this match has been so far. Pinegar's played just about step for step with Oscar. The side position on 2 looks a little treacherous.
Nicely handled, though.
Clipped the 3 just right. Opened it up. Things are definitely going Oscar's way, even though it's not a perfect, easy position play, but it's also a very doable position play. I think he's going to draw over one cushion.
You like doing it that way? You like drawing out, not following down and checking it up a little bit on the end rail?
Oh, if you can follow
back?
down without the introducing the 4 ball to the cue ball, that would be great.
I think the 4's in the way, though. I think you're right.
Oh, he went right in. He shot a little hard, didn't have quite the bend on the cue ball.
Well, cross side on the 3 mark, what do you say?
Yeah, it's off angle. I think he's thinking safety more so.
4's right there. He's got a lead, so safety plays to his advantage.
Yeah.
And he's challenged Jonathan once again because he's left him a shot.
Well, this is cross corner bank. If you're going to play offense, you can't just roll the 3 and then hope to get something on the 4 to play.
No, the 4's in a tough spot.
I don't even know that this bank's very easy. I'm not saying that, but if you cut at this 3, 1, that's missable. The 4, if you roll it, will darn sure be missable, even if you make the 3 and you can't. Oh, he's jacking up. Okay, well.
He's going to draw it back if he shoots it, yeah.
That makes this the winning shot. If you win it, if you make it, you can win with it.
And if you don't, you get this.
Right, but at least you took a chance to win. Rolling it had no value.
Well, I like bringing the cue ball back to the end rail. I thought that was a good call on your part, to cross that ball and bring the cue ball all the way back down. Take your chance of making the cross. It's a one-pocket shot,
Well, I mean, we're not going to fault him because he could win with his shot. I don't mind that. Miscombination.
Can win with this shot. And he's got to bear down and win with this shot, too, because it's got to be 5-3 if he's got any chance at all. That's not written in stone, of course. It's just an opinion, but you don't want to let this slip away as far as it's gone. 6-2 would be no good.
Pinegar lightly bumped a couple balls, came out of it great. 3-4 combination on the 6. I guess that's the play.
I like the combination, yeah. 6 is close enough to the pocket. That should be a given.
Now getting the cue ball in the right angle to get position there's no sense making the combination and then not get position.
Well, he's left it low, so he's going to be able to come off the rail with the cue ball and come back, and the 4 should be right there if he goes that way. but it looks like he will. Like so.
Yeah, good job. Now he's got, look at that 3-cushion position around the table.
You know, this is one of those shots on a 9-foot table when you play on bar tables that you get a little careless with and come below the side pocket with a cue ball, and you got to reach far. Now, for a 6'5" guy, that doesn't matter, but for somebody my height, that matters a lot.
Well, for a right-hander, this play's good. You can reach it. You can just lean out and get it.
And he should be able to spin right up there and get up there for the 8, too. Doesn't need to draw this so he can go forward with it. Get up there just fine for the 8.
Just wants to draw it back a little bit further.
You
than
want to
where
draw
the,
it?
Yeah, but just a little further back than where it's at now. Yeah.
I would have liked to gotten a little closer to the 8 there, I think.
Well, you gotta be mindful that they can get away from you trying to get cuter with it than that. I mean, he's got the angle here, 2 cushions coming right at your 9-ball.
Well, that's definitely why I sit here all the time.
Oh. You got to be able, I know what you're saying, but also to play in this field, you have to be confident that you can get out from here. Now, everybody's failed from here, but you're not going to win this tournament if you don't get out from here.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect 2 cushions. That way he's got a long line of travel directly coming into his position line here. Pinegar, nicely done. Pinegar 3, Dominguez 5.
And case in point in what you were talking about, just in the 2 different ways of looking at it, when you look at Orcolo, leaving Corteza, any of those players that play that ilk, they're going to go 3 rails to that 8-ball. They're probably not going to just draw and come across the angle. They're going to come into the angle to some degree. And that's something that I've learned watching the Filipinos. They tend to do that more than the Americans do. Probably from the era that you came from in the 80s, similar era when I grew up, we were always underneath the ball. We never thought about letting it go. And I remember, watching Perica and somebody saying to me, he'll never be that good. He lets go of the cue ball too much.
All right. Pinegar breaking from the same corner of the box that Dominguez did. Cut break. 1 ball found the side pocket finally, folks.
And the 2 ball and the cue ball look pretty good, too. Look at this.
2 balls. Pretty nice layout here. You can get enough position on the 3 to make an easy transfer to the 4. Everything else is good.
And believe it or not, you know who told me that about Perica? This is even funnier when you think of the player. David Howard. Because he ruled the ball around the table a lot more than anybody I ever saw. A lot of follow on that guy.
Pinegar looking at rolling in the 3. Just want the cue ball come up by the spot. No, he was going up and down the table.
Down.
So it was a little thinner than I thought. He overcut it a hair too, which aided the cue ball speed. He's leaning it out there. Got there. Good
Yeah,
job.
that was risky the way he played it. That was bar table play right there.
Well, no, I don't think. I think it was that thin of a shot that he didn't feel comfortable trying to be cute. He wanted to open up his stroke a little bit for accuracy's sake.
I like that. But going up and down the table with a 9-ball sitting there is pretty dangerous. Should be able to get on the 6 to the 7 pretty easy from here. That's the good news. And 5 to 4. Wow.
It's got a little tricky.
Didn't quite get up far enough, did he?
No, that's a little tricky. Looks like from our angle anyway.
Goes into the 7 here maybe. What do you
I think he's
think?
got to go past it. No, he can roll it. Cheat the
No.
pocket. Okay. Well, he did a good enough job then. What we were afraid of did not exist. This will be a little high right-hand English. 2 cushions up. Back towards the 8-ball.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's long enough. This isn't necessarily the time to draw. This might be the time to stop.
Play safe and cinch the ball.
Well, because you have a shot. You don't have to try to make position. You almost have position enough. Rely on your shot making. Yeah.
We took your advice.
Good decision.
That was a good call on your part, Mark.
Well, there's no. What if you miss doing the other thing? You feel so dumb. You'd rather at least go down and shoot at the 9-ball. This wins if you make a good shot. Good job there. That was our first break and run out of the match, and Pinegar pulls within 1 game now, trails in the match 4-5.
And we've got our first TPA, looking at 788 for Dominguez and 784 for Pinegar. So it's pretty close.
Yeah, very much. Pinegar got a little something going from the break that time, though. Like that.
You want to see if it repeats? That'll be the question, won't it? Is it repeatable, Jonathan? What do you think, buddy? He's a pretty cool customer, though. You can even see it by how he's, acting right now.
Yeah. These guys, they live on the edge all the time. They're used to being behind the matches. They play every day. It's no mystery to them. They know what they're up against. The other guy's a very talented competitor. Pinegar set the break here. Game number 10, just about underway. Cut break, 1 ball hit the side. Pinegar seems to have found the range on that. And look at this, nice shot on the 2.
Yep.
He could inflict some damage here if he gets out now. A lot of momentum, big psychological advantage. Put together a couple 3 games here.
Well, just over and back with the cue ball here, and he should be on the 3 with a good angle to get right to where he wants to be on the 4. Don't want to hit that 5 and don't want to be over top the 5. That'll work.
Good job, yeah. Just whiskered by there by a fraction. Eclipse the 5, it could be awkward. Now this time he is going to need to use a little bit of draw here to make this rest of the rack play nice.
Yeah, he's got to hit this with a little speed, doesn't he?
Just a little. This is doable, but he's got nice momentum. He's been at the table for a while. I don't think he'll have a problem with this. No, he cinched it. Okay, it's a stop shot. It does go between the 6 and the 7.
Boy, it looks tight from here, doesn't it? From our monitor.
Yeah, it did at first, but now I see it's wide open spaces there. You couldn't hit one of those other 2 balls and make it. So, got a full pocket. And when you're in your good rhythm, too, that shot plays so much easier. You're on a rack and a half run and at the table and got things going your way.
Yeah, it didn't look like that starting out, did it? Pinegar was up against the wall.
Yeah, right. He faced a tough series of kicks, awkward kicks, not routine kicks.
You got to yank it here a little bit.
Jumped up a little bit, too. You can see he's feeling it. We've watched him play quite a bit on the TV table over the years, and if he does, you can see when he's a little apprehensive about something, he flinches a little. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wiggled it home.
Yeah, that one wiped its feet and stopped at the doorstep.
Well, that won't go in at the end of the week. They go in today. Needs to shake it off, though. It's still a little bit of draw, drag.
Just to clip some speed off of it and kill it.
No, he's going 2 cushions. Okay, I approve. If he feels good about 2 cushions. No, he was rolling. All right. Well, he had a little thicker hit than we thought. Able to roll it. That's the best bet.
Well, this one lays out pretty natural, just normal speed, and you're going to fall right on that 9-ball.
Good deal here. Still got to take care of the cue ball, though, folks. Don't change your thought process. Second consecutive break and run out ties the match, and that's 3 games in a row for Pinegar.
And that's kind of a testimony to fighting out those bad rules early on, having the composure to do it, because when it does flip around, it usually looks just like this, as a matter of fact.
Yep. Over the years, I've learned it's not bad rolls. That's just the nature of the beast of what you're dealing with when you're playing world-class players. You're going to go through series of ups and downs, and they can hurt you with them. So playing bad players, those things don't matter. They can't get out anyway. So.
Yeah, I hear you, and I know the thinking, but I mean, you know as well as I do, when you're sitting at the table watching that stuff come up like that, it don't feel good.
Twice in a row, he's made the 1 ball on the side and broken ran out. Let's see what happens here. Breaking game 11. 1 ball hit the side yet again. Pinegar, very effective. Looks like he's practiced this. This is a little bit different breaking format we're using this year, Billy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. With the 9-ball racked where the spot is normally, and the spot moved up 4 inches where the 1 ball is racked currently, you got a totally different animal.
And the break box down there, which...
And the break box.
You have to be breaking from near center of the table. You cannot go to the wing, the extreme sides.
No, he's definitely catching a gear with the speed of the table. A gear that we haven't seen in the first 2 matches for sure.
Declared his extension because he knows this is the winning shot of this rack. Take your time.
And it's tough cutting that in the corner.
Made 2 balls. Got nice rhythm going. No sense to hurry this one.
Stay away from the 9.
Yeah, overcut it just a little bit, and that's how the cue ball got down this far past the 9. That's how delicate these shots are when the cue ball had to travel, say, roughly 8 feet, 6 feet, something like that, and you overcut the pocket by, half an inch, that shows up.
Well, and it often takes 2 shots to get control of the table, too. And then this is certainly the case in this rack. But there it is. If it stops right now, it's perfect.
Good job there. Pinegar on a pretty extended run here. Good shots, and this is going to dramatically up his statistics. It's quite a few balls without an error now.
Lost his spin a little bit there, but no big problem. He's right in line to get to the 8.
Yeah, stop. Can't be done any better than that.
Yeah, I think he had a better angle than what it looked like on the monitor.
Gorgeous layout. Well executed. Pinegar, this will be his 3rd consecutive break and run out with the 1 ball on the side, and he now leads the match 6 games to 5. Very entertaining pool we're getting to see here.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta hand it to him. When you look at the stats now, too, 855 for Pinegar and 788 for Dominguez, they were both hovering around that 780 range. And, those break and runouts have really changed where Jonathan's at in the score on the TPA. And it's indicative of that kind of play, too, because he's played well. He's made some real excellent shots there to get back in line, if you will.
Pinegar going right back to his same break location. No reason to change. 3 consecutive times he's found the side pocket with the 1. That's huge, getting that first offensive crack, or even just first defensive crack, both of them. 1 ball on the side.
2's coming around.
Very impressive that he's found the range on the 1 ball, yet no one on the TV table so far has found that range.
No, he's got a little bit of a challenge at the start of every rack, too. He's making a ball, but he's got an open shot here on the 2, and it will lead to the 3. But it's tough. You got to work around the 6 and 7 and the 9 and the 4, really.
Let's say could lead to the 3, because there's a lot of things that could happen even if you pocket this ball. That the 3 was where the 4 is at. It's a lot easier deal.
Isn't that amazing? Just that 1 ball difference would make a big I agree with you 100%.
Hit it good. Is he going to get all the way?
Got to get by that 9. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, deserves a round of applause, folks.
That was a beauty, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. Tremendous shot. If he can get on the 5 easy here, it looks like he's played the proper angle here so we can hold the cue ball nicely. Wants a little bit of angle on the 5 to slide out to the middle of the table for the 6, and then after that, it's off to the races.
Yeah, 5 to the 6 is the issue here, isn't it? And looking at that early layout of the balls, you wouldn't have thought in a million years it would come down to that something that's that simple. That first shot looked like the game winner.
Right.
But that 5's tricky where it's at.
Good tester here. It's always nice to play this ball when you've just run about 30 or 40 balls under the heat. No, really, because your arm is loose and you feel like you're supposed to make it. You'd be terribly disappointed if he was to miss this. Didn't even threaten missing. Hit the heart of the pocket.
No, and the speed on the 6 is excellent, too.
He's made some good decisions, too. We saw him go up in the corner pocket a couple times between balls and conservative decisions with not using draw and just stopping the ball. I like the way he's playing. And you know what? The other thing, he's come out real aggressive.
He has.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was going to be because he had to face so many defensive shots to begin with, but now here he is, playing the racks, getting through them nicely.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, he's a very strong player. And, he's somewhat, in my opinion, underrated. But down where I live in Tennessee, everybody knows he plays like this.
And the fourth break and run out in a row has led to a 7-5 lead for Jonathan Pinegar. That's a pretty strong barrage to withstand, too, because you have to win a game, then break a run. So that's 5 games. It was, I guess it was 5-2 at one point.
Yeah. So. 5-3 is what it was before this all began. And that's pretty tough to fade. I think it was 5-2. Well,
I mean, he broke around 4 times for sure.
Right. Well, no, absolutely. And I'm just saying it was 5-3 when it began, but it might have been 5-2, like you're saying, at one point. No, that can't be right. It has to be 5-3. Yeah. Because if it was the other way, he wouldn't have been on the other side of it. Yeah, it takes me a minute with the math sometimes when I start getting into that. And that's getting old, Mark.
Well, I think he won a game to get to 3.
Right.
And broke around 4 times. So
right.
Then the math works.
Yep.
Yeah. And all 4 times he made the one on the side.
Yeah, that's what I noticed about the cut break. It was leading for that flatter angle because you moved the one up 4 inches. So you've got that flatter angle, coming towards the side. And they're compressing that by hitting it with some speed. He's coming across the table, hitting a portion of the one and compressing it to get over there. But the thing that seems to be coming up for him, is the 2-ball. He's been very fortunate.
Is the 2-ball mandatorily racked on the back of the rack? I suspect so. I didn't mention that, but should have. That takes away playing position for the 2. You see what I'm saying, Billy?
Yeah, it comes up table, though, from the back. For sure, it's coming up that way. It's been colliding with stuff and leaving him with a shot.
Pinegar on a prolonged run. He's won 5 consecutive games, 4 by virtue of break and run out. 1 ball on the side is what he's been making. 5th consecutive time, the cue ball got hot and drifted into the corner pocket. Now, Oscar's sat there for about an hour. His cue might have mildewed in waiting for his next turn. Back at the table.
He's got ball in hand, so it won't be too mildewy. That'll come off pretty quick. The rust will come off of this pretty quick, I do believe.
He's striving for an angle that the cue ball will not collide with the 7 as he pockets the 3. That's the critical thing. If he have to go into the 7, then you really got problems. Look at his angle approach. Awesome job. Very good decision. Once again, testimonial to his billiards prowess.
Well, this is the shot for the rack right here. Just draw it back. You get on the 5, you're pretty much out. Six leads nicely to the 7, just playing the 6 on the side. So you don't have to do much here if you want. Just roll it, come up a little bit, and play it on the side. And you're off to the races, my friend.
Yeah, checked up the cue ball there with a little bit of right. Might have got a little straight here. I don't know if he can stun it down past the 9 into the center of the table, or if he has to. Oh, it looks like he's going to try to stun it. Oh,
Good call.
No, drew it past the 9. Okay.
Yeah, but that was kind of a stun draw. I think you were right with your call. Wasn't a snap draw. For sure. All of that covered in your excellent book, Mark.
Yeah. Proud of that. Oscar chops through a tough rack here. A great start. Perfect position on the 9. Regains a little momentum on his side after withstanding a 5-game barrage. Dominguez pulls back 1 and now trails in the match 6 games to 7.
And for all you viewers out there, if you're looking for a good instructional book, Mark's got an excellent one, How to Play Great Pool.
Yeah, how to teach yourself. That's the big thing.
Well, I think most pool players, as hard-headed as they are, they like to teach themselves. They don't like people telling them stuff.
It's a textbook. It's not a light read. Couldn't be prouder. Nearly 20 years in the making. Well, Dominguez should have gone to school a little bit on Pinegar's break. Now see if he can replicate the 1 in the side. No, 1
Coming
ball.
up a little soft.
9 ball almost went in.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't count if it goes in the lower 2 pockets.
Okay.
It will go in the lower pocket after this shot, I believe.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it in that proximity.
The
Looks
7's not in the way. It's going to be over.
Oh, no. The 7's definitely in the way. I think he has to cut this in the side. He's got a little helper ball over there. He hits it fairly clean. The cue ball's going to be mighty hot from this one. I don't think it's easy to play cue ball control with this, or position play from this thin cut into the side. Pinegar wisely calls to the extension, realizing that you can win or lose with this particular shot for the whole rack. So you get 1 extension per rack. Pinegar's going to use it now. And he doesn't have to suffer the anxiety of hurrying up at critical shot time. He's trying to jack up a little bit on this, Billy.
Yeah, he is. He's choosing to go that way, though.
Every degree of elevation adds a percentage point of more difficulty to the shot. Good shot there. Good shot. Made that look pretty easy.
Came out pretty nice on the 2, if you notice as well. He got enough to make it.
Yeah, that's why he played it that way. He took the extra difficulty so he could, win with that shot, as opposed to just let the cue ball run and hope to win with that shot.
He's looking at what he's got to do with the 3 ball. I don't think I'd think too much about it with the 9 hanging there. Make the 2. You'll come up on the 3.
Well, you may have to go to the 7 now to get the 9.
Yeah, he definitely chose to get that. But, I mean, the open path.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. If you just don't miss, and these balls are all good. He doesn't have to be in a hurry to get the 9. It's there. The main thing is to not miss.
Yeah, the 5 to the 6 lays pretty good, too, just where the 5's placed. So he's going to be able to get to that with just after tagging the 4 in.
This kid has really blossomed into a great player. He's been a tough player for a long time, but not a great player. And now he's starting to show signs of becoming one of those elite players.
When you are near someone and you watch them play, over a period of time, you really notice the intimacy you're talking about right there with their game. You're able to see it. And Jonathan has been on this level right before the bike accident. And I'll be honest with you, everybody down there didn't think that, he'd be playing pool again. you know, and he's just absolutely a pool player. So when they set his neck and stuff, it healed up in such a way that he's able to get over the ball. Tells me he plays golf now too, and pretty well. He plays with a guy named Rick Powers, and Rick's an excellent pool player and a very excellent golfer. And Hennessy was bragging to me when I saw him out in the hallway that he'd shot a 77 the day that they came up here. So, pretty good golfer.
Needs just a little bit of accuracy on the combo. Well done. Yeah, Pinegar got through a nice rack there. Still maintains a 2-game lead now. Re-maintains it. 8 games to 6.
And 4 racks put together is the most we've seen so far.
Well, by a mile. I can't remember seeing 2 others.
Breaking safe, you remember, though, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, Oscar's up to 808 on his tournament performance average. So he came up a little bit on that last run out.
850 and north of that is professional play. Above 900 is world-class play. You seldom lose when you play a 900.
Isn't it amazing, though, that you do lose when you play 900 and guys play 975, 985, you know what I mean? One mistake. Yeah. It's amazing to me.
You know, what else is amazing is also a testimony to how the standards have risen, because in days gone by, 15 years ago, it would be the 1% you'd ever lose playing a 900. Today, it happens a little more often.
Right.
Well, Pinegar, so effective on this one ball on the side. 5 consecutive times made the one on the side. 6 consecutive times he's made the one ball on the side.
Now, the 2 is going to present a problem if it continues the way it did, and it did. 9 ball came up by the pocket again.
A very awkward push out from here. You're going to have to push out to a kick.
You know what? You might be able to kick here and get safe. The 9 ball is going to keep you from going in the corner pocket. So the 1 rail kick here might be the way to go, and just supply the balls out on either long rail. 2 ball over on the left-hand long rail, cue ball back here on the right-hand long rail, and leave it down there by the 9 or the 6. Now he's pushing. And if he's pushing, I'm all about the push. Because he kicks well enough, you know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you were going into song there. All about the push, all about the push. No safety. Turns it back.
Now you made me think of something. It ain't the meat, it's the motion.
Oh. Well, he's gonna kick at it from the long rail. Yep.
Oscar gave it back.
Tried to rearrange the furniture, hope for something good to happen.
And it may have.
Yeah.
Well, the rails that beat you before, you know, the rolls that beat you before, they've turned around now.
Well, that was the right shot.
Rolls, yeah.
That was the right shot, because he was in such a terrible predicament that his best chance to win this game was to try to make something happen. Oscar couldn't take it on because it would be so up in the air if he sold out doing it, but Pinegar didn't have a choice. So it makes that shot play far easier.
The lead might help that play easier, too. Oscar was behind, you know, so.
Yeah, maybe, but it was still the right play, no matter what, just from the distribution of the balls.
That's a hard call to make, too. I think, you know, just to heave at him.
Actually, brushing the 9 maybe made this easier.
Yeah, that was a little fortunate, wasn't it?
No, I'm saying it might have helped in a couple ways.
The 6 ball, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, when you come right down to it, that was a huge shot, kicking that ball in. if he makes a ball on the next break and gets out, he's on the hill. You know, providing he gets out here, mind you.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty likely he should get out here.
Well, this 8 and the cue ball, looks like they want to introduce themselves to each other.
I think you can draw this over to the side rail and back out, though, Mark, you know?
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Get out to the center of the table, oh, no problem. Yeah, he got right out to the center. Oh, he's feeling great about his chances now. These guys have really made 9-ball into an art form as the cue ball gets away from him, Billy.
That's
he's in
way
trouble.
Away from him, yeah.
He lost his speed tremendously. Yeah, he's in trouble. Now the cue ball's going to fly. If you overcut it, you can scratch. You can easily miss.
Lot to go wrong here. I agree with you. You know, here's the question. You can roll this 8 and roll the cue ball behind the 9. You know what I mean? Just float it over there and put it behind the 9.
No, it's not laying good for that. No,
really?
No, you got to play the 8 to the end rail if you're playing safe. And then if you get the cue ball behind there, otherwise you got to stun to the end rail and come up behind the 9, I think.
Well, the 9's far enough off on the rail. Seems like you could leave the cue about right behind it.
But the weight of the cue ball's down below the 8 so much, it takes a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hit a little thick. But it'll be traveling towards the side pocket.
He's going after the cut.
He's cutting it in, yeah.
Might make both the 8 and the 9 here. Yep. Yep.
Well, he's going to finish with a cross corner. I'll bet on that. That was a good call right there. Might make the 8 and the 9. Trick shot.
A lot of years playing from bad position, Bill. I recognize those right off. I like to get my cue ball humming at the 9 there. Known for his bank pool.
Ooh, look at this.
And drained it. Great job there.
On the high side, though.
Yeah.
That was a little iffy.
Yep. So, very interesting rack. And a huge rack in the bid for Pinegar to win this match. As he expands his lead by a game, leads 9-6.
Well, you know, on the TPA, we got Pinegar looking at 889 and Oscar's at 808, right where he's been for the last game. So we're getting closer to that 900 mark.
Pinegar's really played well here once we got past the first quarter pole of the match. And the first quarter pole, he was pretty much reduced. He actually played great then, too, because it was all awkward two-rail kicks he had to deal with. He hit every one of them.
Yeah, he's a strong player when it comes to the rails.
A very good job.
Well, you know what he wants to do here.
Yes, we do. 6 consecutive times the one ball's found that side pocket. Nobody else has had any positive results doing this. That came up a little short.
A little short. And it's almost like a ball in hand rack.
Well, I don't know about this opening shot. Yeah, it's.
Well, I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good opening shot.
If he can get position from the 2 from this.
He played safe. Or maybe he played the 2-railer?
No, he was banking it, I think.
For 1 rail?
No, I mean, that would be a weird speed if you're playing it as a bank.
Yeah, I mean, playing the 2-railer would be weird.
Maybe it was a safe. I'm not sure what was going on with that one.
Well, I know one thing. Jonathan's got a straight shot at it.
It's pretty deep in there, too.
Unimpeded straight shot.
Yeah, this is a treacherous one to play position from. You can actually miss the entire ball doing this.
And he didn't scratch either.
Only on a diamond do they get in so deep that angle does not play well for the rail first. It's very awkward. Yeah, he's going to have to rely on his shot making from here. He really doesn't object to that, though, generally speaking. His game, he's a good shot maker.
So you're going to play the 2 on the side here?
Well, maybe he's looking at playing safe, putting the 2-ball on the end rail.
I
I'm not
like
sure.
safe.
Okay, yeah, put the 2-ball on the end rail.
Didn't quite get it all the way there, though.
He's left a kick for sure. Maybe he can hit straight at the 2. I don't know.
He was trying to come up on the back of the 5, I believe.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
Just got a little unfortunate. He overcooked it just a hair. That would have been a great shot had he come up on the back of the 5. As it is, I think Oscar may even be able to see this. Oh, yeah.
Good shot, Oscar.
Yeah, this is going to lead to pretty natural position, too. A little bit of draw, put it in the side, and come back between the 6 and the 8, and you're on it. He's going to follow.
Well, he's checked up, and coming to the end rail between the 6 and 8 is really difficult from there. I think he's going to bump the 6 forward and hold the cue ball down here.
He's
Just
coming
take
around
this.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Hit the wrong side of the 6, it looks like. I don't know if he can see the 4. Apparently he can.
He's off on the edge of the ball a little bit.
Yeah, he had to throw it with inside.
Did get a good roll there, though. That's going to work for him. Pinegar's only got the kick. Does have the 6 and 7 to work with, though.
Well, not much of a safety here, and there's not much offense, so you got to at least consider playing a thinner kick on the 4 and play the 9 off the 5 in the side. Try to get some ball action that way. But the 5 ball blocks him from digging in with draw to come in there where he can hit the 4 into the 9 with velocity, so
Shooting
that
up
might
over,
not be the right shot either.
shooting up over top of the ball, too, makes that real rough.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just saying real rough.
The other choice is then maybe kick over the 4 ball lightly to the side cushion by the 7, but you can sell it out in the side doing that. Is he going to go deep and try to go all the way to the other end of the table with the 4 ball? Yep, he was trying that. Yeah, a lot of iffy things that could happen.
He left Oscar a bank,
Oof.
and that's
Off
about
angle,
it.
cross corner, I don't know. I don't recommend
Well,
that.
I mean, you want to play the combination here? What do you think?
No, but the off
Gotta
angle,
play
cross
safe,
corner,
yeah.
yeah. Oscar desperately needs to win this rack. Pinegar's on the hill if he wins it. How did he hit it?
Pretty
How did
doggone
he hit
good.
it?
Pretty good.
Pinegar will be jumping, I predict.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And, well, what I'm saying is that if you make the jump shot here, you can win with that.
Well, I think he's going to jump, too. I don't have any doubt about it.
We have to presume his jump skills are superior, which gives him a real chance to make this ball. Not saying it's easy.
No, but he is a good jumper. You're right.
Yeah. The problem when you jump here is that if the cue ball's still bounding, you hit different portions of the 4 ball, and it's easy to twist it to the side. Oh, boy. It's an awkward jump. It's vertical. Oh, he hit it good. He hit that ball good. Yep. Well, Oscar got an open side pocket, but that's a small pocket, and the cue ball's pinned to the end rail. Good news is all he has to do is roll it in. Position comes automatic. Big shot here.
Nicely struck.
Good job. Nice timing and tempo there with that stroke. Was confidently struck.
Well, Oscar's not out of it.
No. That one speaks to what I always tell my kids at Lindenwood University, that miss it like you mean it. Don't miss it like you doubt it. Uh-oh, Oscar let the cue ball get away there.
He still came out with that little clip that slowed the cue ball down enough he's got a shot.
He did, but somehow he made a mistake on that last shot. I don't know what happened.
He did. He overcooked it.
Yeah.
Well, just back and forth here. This is the shot for the rack. Back and forth and just get on the 7. That'll do
Good
it.
shot.
He's got heart, though. He comes through with it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He does.
Oh,
He
no.
absolutely does. And it's 9-7. He's much in this. You know, with the pocketing of these 3 balls provided, but that'll be 9-7. And with him breaking, still got a little ways to go, but he can get there from there. And you know he's sitting in the chair thinking about what Hennessy's doing on the break, too. He's watching everything with it. Nicely struck. That'll do it.
Trickles into position on the 9 for a very routine 9 ball. Dominguez now has 7. Pinegar 9.
So you mentioned earlier that he came up with strong skills in kicking and caroms and things of that nature. How did you grade your players? You know, what were you using to equivocate all that?
Well, a number of
Just
things.
observation, or
No. We use a game that's kind of like a kick caroms game,
right?
and it really, the way a person approaches that is we look on Dominguez, set the break here. Yeah, the cut break not working
Maybe the
for him
6.
at all.
Ooh.
But anyway, we were talking about kick caroms and what an important skill that is, and oftentimes it's not glamorous practice, but it's a very good indicator as to teaching yourself the billiards side of pocket billiards.
So did you all get together earlier and have a little group session like that?
We have several times.
Several times?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear that. I wondered about that because I've been told that, the funds were a little bit depleted there, so that, there wasn't a lot available for you to get together with.
No, it's hard when you get people scared all over the United States to do that. But what we're talking about is the future of the Team USA heading to Blackpool, England this year.
They had the Miracle on Ice on TV last night. I don't know if you caught that, but I saw that and I thought of you. Herb Brooks.
Nice speed there. So he had to rub the rail a little bit to hold the cue ball nicely.
That was up in your neck of the woods, too. A lot of those guys were from right around there. Certainly Eric Hayden.
Yeah, he
wasn't
didn't
on
play
the-
hockey, though.
No, but that was his Olympics.
Yeah. His father was my doctor at one point.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So his father was a doctor as well.
Orthopedic surgeon.
Very interesting.
Pinegar fell nicely on the 3 ball.
A little bit of a challenge to get on the 4, but he's got a good way to do it.
Yeah, draw, drag, come down the long rail.
Very
Side
nicely
spin.
done.
Yeah, pick up perfect speed. Yeah,
Well-
Pinegar comes to the game with a lot of nice little skills that you don't always see amongst
Sure.
more youthful type players. His biggest thing, though, I would say, is the amount of fight in him. He's got a lot of fight. He's kind of the Danny Diliberto, the modern-day Danny Diliberto, I would say.
Well, one of the things you'll see with Jonathan is the biggest thing that's been an adversarial thing for him is that very temperament, working to control that himself and work with it. That's been something he's had developed. And over the last 10 years, it's amazing the difference. I mean, he's just done so much better. Nicely struck ball there. That makes it pretty routine at this point.
This would be to get on the hill if he can collect these remaining 3 balls. He's falling fairly straight here. Looks like I can't tell if he can follow. If he has to draw, then that's a little tricky. You're probably better to draw it one rail then, off the long rail, back out to the center. He's following 2 cushions. Okay, that's he plays much easier if it's available. Clearly was.
And he's certainly high enough to go across, so he's in good shape.
Right now, if I was Oscar, I'd be sweating this one ball in the side pocket on the break.
Oh, yeah.
That's what really has caused his undoing here. Nice tempo. Game number 10. Now we got 10 games to 6. 10 games to 7, I'm sorry. Pinegar breaking. This will be his final break of the match. Pinegar has now fallen just over the edge of world-class play into the 901 category on our total performance average.
Yeah, I was kind of interested when you said that Eric Hyden's father was a doctor, because I'm reading a book right now on the 7-Eleven bicycle team, and Hyden turned down 1 million different offers for endorsement after the Lake Placid Olympics. He said all he wanted to do was be a doctor, and he wasn't interested in endorsing anything other than getting his picture on the Wheaties box, basically.
Yeah, his sister was a tremendous athlete and
Beth
cyclist
Hyden, yeah.
also. Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting. Last night when I was watching Herb Brooks, I was thinking of you. Same area of the country, and you got the same dilemma in front of you. You got to face the Russians.
Yeah, we don't totally feel that way, but it'll be a tough contest, no doubt. Well, here we go. Pinegar's last break of the match.
One on the side. There it is.
That's huge. That is huge.
So is this.
What an advantage.
He's going to be behind. Oh, he got a little fortunate there. I thought that was going to kick him behind the 9.
All right, this is the essence of why the break is so valuable. Does not have a shot, but can still put a hurting on your opponent with a great safety. And 1 inning 9-ball means once you get that first good turn at the table, you win the game. It doesn't mean you win every game in 1 inning. It just means your first good shot leads to a win. These players both play well enough that once they get that first opportunity, they can hurt you.
Even though the balls are tied up, 5 and 7 are both, dead for this pocket down here. So it's crucial to make a good hit here.
Pretty open table, too.
Yep.
Selling out a shot here will be bad.
He's going for his jump cue.
Jumping the ball. You can check it. It's nothing to check. It's all good.
Boy, this is a really critical shot for Oscar right here. This is everything.
I'm gonna make it this time.
This is what's so tough about the other player being on the hill. You only have no mistakes to give.
Yeah, the cue ball will really be bouncing when it hits the 2. Yeah, and that leads to an overcut because it was airborne.
Do you get a little fortunate there? Or what do you think?
Well,
I can't really
he
tell.
made a great hit, and so I don't know that that's fortune, but
Well, it looks
doesn't
like
look like
he
he's
can
sold out.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see, is whether or not that 4 is in the way. It's in the way a bit. And Hennessy very wisely played for the safe behind the 5 and the 9.
Yeah, Oscar recognized right away. Get the jump cue back out. Get another chance. This time, if he spikes it in, though, he can do some damage. 3-ball right next to the side pocket.
And there it
Great
is.
shot. Great shots. And there's some applause, finally.
Well, once he's to the 4 ball, all he needs is a little bit of angle, get across that table, get a high on the 5. Ooh, this is getting exciting, Mark.
Hey, yeah. Okay, good job there. And you get to the 5.
Got to make a ball on the break, though.
Well, first he's got to draw back to the center of the table here.
He'll do this. I got confidence in him.
Shot.
I might draw again just to stay away from the edge of the 9. Well, he's almost running around the table, isn't he?
I think he's trying to force a little momentum his way. Oh, good.
Nicely struck.
And with a nice display of tenacity there, Oscar comes through, collects his 8th win, trails in the match 8 games to 10.
Well, now, if he can muster something on the break, that's what we're needing.
For him, he hasn't made the one on the cut break too much. I think I would just go for power here, give up on that thing. If you're 0 for 0, 0%, then I would
This
go
late
ahead.
in the match.
Yeah, I would. You can't wait forever.
Well, you can wait forever, but the results aren't real good.
With Pinegar, in his case, he's making it with regularity. But if I've never made it, I'm just going to try to hit him hard and hold the cue ball good. Yes,
There it is.
Yeah, 9 on the break.
And that counts.
Yeah. All right, great. 10-9. Things get a little more exciting here.
Forget that one on the break. Take Coach Wilson's advice and whack him.
Well, I think you got to try to make some action. Whenever you're making balls in the back corners, that has nothing to do with the cut break.
Right.
So it's different if the wing ball or the one ball's going, then the cut break's effective. If you're not making it ever, you got to go for the other thing. And just do a real good job controlling the cue ball. You absolutely don't want to cut break and scratch.
Well, there have been some real twists and turns in this match, with the momentum. And I think Oscar's seeing the backside of that now because it looks like it's rolling his way to some degree at this point. Makes another one, you got to feel good about it, right?
Wow, he's played well. He's got some mistakes. It hasn't been his best performance ever, but he's fought through that. Let's get another look at that last break while he racks them here. Probably the 2 ball is going to kick it in the side. 2 ball comes up.
2 ball it is.
Kicks it in the side. Yeah, voila. That's what, when you rack them high, the 9 ball on the spot, it's amazing how many times that 9 ball gets kicked from the back ball back towards the side pocket.
Notice he's pointing to where he wants to aim. So he's figured something out. See how he does with it.
Okay. Rack 20's underway. Here goes the 9 ball again. Got momentum. Got a last second kiss. I guess the 1 ball found. No, nothing. Dry break. What is it? 3, 6, 9. Yeah, dry break. All right. 10-9's our score. Pinegar comes to the table with probably a defensive shot circumstance.
Pretty nice speed there.
What a great shot. Yep. Great shot.
Now you got your hands full, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to have a defensive struggle here for at least another stroke. This is where you can't really play anything because you can't get separation. It's hard to make the 1 ball. He's going to go soft speed. No, he went with velocity.
In the side. Oh, man.
And made a ball. That's unfortunate. But you're exposed. You're naked when you have to kick like that. There's nothing you can do except try to get separation or hope to luck a ball in. And as often as you luck a ball in, you'll also find the cue ball find the pocket.
The only thing Hennessy wants to do here is get on the 3 ball off the 2, and he's pretty much there. Because once you're off the 3, you're right in line for the 4. And the 5 goes from right there. The 6 goes off the 5 coming off the rail. The 7's going to be wide open in the side once the 4 and the 3 are gone.
He declared his extension, so don't worry. And this is the time to use your extension, so you don't feel hurried, because this is really the shot that sets up the whole rack.
Pretty daggone nice there.
Yep. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants from here. He's going to stun one cushion over to the side rail and come right straight at the 3 towards that side pocket. If he gets a stop shot here on the 3, that's optimum. Little bounce, wills it out there.
I might like to come back just a tad, maybe 3 inches, so I can almost stop on the 4. Just like that. A little less than perfect, but it'll work.
Well, I think it's perfect because he can trickle just a couple inches closer to the 5 and preserve his angle.
Yeah, that's all you want to do, too. Just a couple inches, like you said. Well, I think it's winding down, Mark. This has been quite a match.
Yeah, he sees the end zone there.
Oscar made a nice comeback there, but not quite enough.
This is not the time to be careless and get a flat angle on the 6, though. You want a nice little angle.
He got a little flat, too.
He's okay because he's close enough and the 6 ball's away from the rail. He's got an angle to come at it. He might have even played for this. So. You just don't want to get lazy. Get straight in on the 6. You always want to preserve some kind of an angle. 2 balls away from winning the match now. And Oscar's going to concede as a good sportsman. Great win there. Really the difference in the match, what would you say, Billy?
Well, I'd have to say that Hennessy held together during those early games and stayed in it mentally. And then somewhere along the line, he got the break. He's the only one to do it so far,
Yeah.
And it was huge because that turned the match around right there.
Created a lot of offense from the break, so. But we look forward to seeing him back here again. And on behalf of all of us here at Accu-Stats, Mark Wilson, Billy Gibbs, so long for just a while.